I'm from class 1, grade 12. Usually what I do in my spare time is like playing badminton and doing art. Basically, art is a very great interest of mine. For example, I'll do some 2D design for Pstore and PHHS Zongheng magazine. And on the other hand, I'm also doing sketching. For example, I sketch portraits of other people and also about myself. Yeah. Well, when I'm doing sketching, I'm not only doing a kind of art. It was like a kind of self-expression. It was kind of like a self-analysis. You know, for example, when I'm weeding out this entire piece, I'm also doing some kind of psychological struggle inside me. For example, when I'm doing my self-portrait, you know that it has two halves, right? It has the brighter half of my face and also the darker half. These two represent the different sides of me, just like what we say in Freudian psychology, the superego and the id. It was like I'm trying to dissect and even to deconstruct my psychology when I'm trying to portray myself. It was like when you're drawing this portrait, what makes it very vivid was basically how you look deep down into your heart. So basically when I'm, for example, portraying the lighter half of my face, I was trying to remember the rational, the moral side of me, while portraying the darker side of me. Like in the portrait, I was trying to portray, for example, the more human nature-like things inside of me, some kind of like animal brutality or things like that. Yeah, so basically the self-portrait is kind of like a self-exploration where I can fully analyze myself, fully deconstruct myself while I'm basically just looking at my face and make some adjustments to it based on some artistic conceptions. Yeah, sure. I see. Yeah, basically because maybe bones are the very basic components of a human body or other kind of an animal body, right? When I'm portraying, for example, the last photo of my WeChat account, I was portraying a cat. Basically, half of the cat face is complete and the other was only left with bones. So basically, I'm trying to dig up the very deep things that was hidden under the mask of the cat. And also talking about my recent photo about myself, like the WeChat account photo. You see that it's a skull, right? And what's different between a skull and a head is that it doesn't have a skin, or it doesn't have the mask, the facial expressions and things like that cover up the very fundamental nature of human being. And basically, what I also added to the skull is actually our two little men. Basically, they're digging up into the skull, maybe to discover the brain and to look inside and from inside out. So basically, what I'm trying to do is to represent a kind of self-exploration. Still, it's kind of self-exploration to demonstrate that I'm an active seeker of my psychology. I'm kind of like a self-analysis, or I'm a very active user of Freudian psychology in my life. Yeah. Rembrandt. I don't remember a very specific name of his piece, but then you know that every of his portrait has that little triangle, that little light shown triangle. Yeah, the spark on the darker half of every portrait's face, right? That is a very interesting identity that I've seen over many different artists or composers. So basically, what I like about Rembrandt is that he is a very decent person in using light and shade. He uses these kind of elements, the very basic elements of every painting, to imply the very deep feelings of his characters and also the very deep feelings of himself. Basically, what we can see is light and dark, like light and darkness, are some very basic symbols that occurs in our life, and basically we know that they have various implications. For example, the light represents some goodness, or maybe dark represents the evilness that is uncovered by the goodness. So these kind of things are recurrently demonstrated in his artworks. And you see that his style had influenced me a lot, because when I'm doing sketching, basically I'm ignoring all the hues, all the colors, and I'm only focusing on the white and black things, right? And that kind of thing only deals with light. It doesn't deal with any color. So that's why I see that there is a connection between Rembrandt and me, is that we would both use light and shade to basically to demonstrate ourselves, or to exemplify something, maybe some concepts that we usually use. Yeah. I have experiences in both visual arts and performing arts. Apart from doing sketching, I'm also a piano player, so I do have some experiences with like performing arts. And also, I've just seen the VV Music's performance on the music channel in Hamilton. So basically, I just got entangled with a kind of performing arts. I'll talk about their difference. I think what visual arts brings us is a process of automation. It was like you have built something before it is demonstrated to its audience. For example, we employ hours of work onto this subject. We portray it on a canvas, like maybe months before it is formally being exhibited in the museum. But then when we're doing performing arts, you will need to basically to demonstrate it yourself. It was not like you are putting something like an agent and employ that agent to demonstrate another information. Like there is no such agent. For example, a canvas when you are playing piano, right? You might say that a piano, an instrument, is an agent, but that is different, right? You need to perform it. You'll need to do some improvisation when you're on the stage. But then when you're in a museum, you just see something that had happened in the past. It's a process that happened in the past when we're drawing, for example, a picture, right? That's the main difference. No, I don't think so. Well, because first of all, I don't like to be a politician. Because well, it's a personal preference. But then I'll say that being a president is not as good as we might have imagined. Actually, you'll be engaged in so many kinds of quarrels. You'll be engaged in debates, and international quarrels, and disputes, trade wars, maybe agent wars and warfares and these kind of stuff. And I mean, it's not such a job or a role where you simply put commands on people and people will obey you. It's nothing like that. So that is what I think about the president as a role. And just personally, I don't think I'm the guy who just want to stand under the light or up on the stage to just call on the people. Yeah, I'm that guy who's behind the stage, maybe standing on the backstage. What I'm trying to do is maybe just control everything, like basically afterwards, or like on the very darker side. Yeah.
Do you want to become the president of the United States?
No.
Your favorite IB course?
Economics.
Favorite dessert?
Like.
Favorite silent moment?
No.
food that's too sweet or too spicy?
Food that's too sweet.
What do you think? How do you think it'll be like in like 10 years from now?
Well, maybe a scientific researcher.
What's your morning routine?
Well, I got like breakfast and take a taxi to school.
Would you say your doctor had been with you for about 8 years and sounds during this trial on the fire?
Yeah, I would say the dog.
Your choice on the trolley problem.
I don't pull control.
Democrats or Republican?
Democrats.
Freeze or star?
Sorry.
How's your day today?
Pretty nice. I watched Hamilton. It was awesome. Yeah.
Tea or coffee?
Tea.
How did you find arts?
Defining arts. Well, I would say it's the complicated self-expression of